What's good guys, it's Aida. Today I'll be showing you how I created this butterfly braid look using Ultra Braid pre-stretched hair in the colour 350. I ended up just using this one pack. I also used a crochet hook to attach the hair, some Shine and Jam conditioning gel, a curved needle and some thread, bobby pins and some rollers. I decided not to use any heat on this style, mainly because one, I just don't like using heat on my hair, and two, it's not a style that I'm going to keep in for long. So I'll be doing 4 cane rows for this style. Started off by parting in half and then parting in half again, adding the Shine and Jam. Guys, tell me if I'm doing this wrong because I always end up with white patches in my hair from the Shine and Jam. So the way that I'm approaching this style is to cane row my natural hair first, add in the extensions and then puff them out. My hair itself isn't long enough or isn't thick enough to really do the style with just my natural hair, so I knew I had to add extensions, but I did not want to straighten my hair like I mentioned before, so this is the way that I decided to go about it. Whilst I was doing these cane rows, I was thinking, what am I going to do with these ends of my hair? So the only thing that I could think to do was to thread it. So I folded the ends up onto the cane rows and attached them to the braid. Some of the hair was quite long, so it ended up going all the way back up to like the start of the cane row. But as long as you've pinned it down good enough, it shouldn't really show. This pack of hair is actually separated in two, which is perfect for this style because I ended up using one bunch for half of my hair and then the other bunch for the other half. Here I am separating out different sized pieces of hair that I'm going to insert using the crochet hook, making sure to use the thinnest ones at the front and as close to the start of the cane row as possible. Try to make sure that you insert hair all the way to the end of your cane row because I did the mistake where I didn't, and you'll see later on in the clips that there's a section where you can see the cane rows underneath my extensions. This is probably the trickiest part, and that is doing the cane row and making sure not to pull out any strands of your extensions. I think the best way to do this is to always run your fingers through the hair after each rotation so that you don't get tangles, because once it's tangled you're gonna start pulling and yanking and pull out strands of hair. I forgot to show this in the other clip, but here you will see that I'm actually leaving out sections of hair of the braid that I'm going to curl at the end. Okay, now it's time to start puffing out these braids. I didn't do the plait all the way to the end because I wanted to also curl that, so instead I left a little bit of it hanging out. To start loosening out these braids, it's good to start off at the bottom and work your way up, puffing out either side of the same section at the same time. This part is pretty much personal preference. How much you want to puff it out, that's up to you. This is how far I decided to go. Other people go way more, other people less, so it's totally your call. Though you must always keep in mind that you do have a cane row to conceal underneath this extension, so puff it out enough so that you don't see the hair underneath. Once all the braids were done, I decided to add in some extra pieces of hair that I was also going to curl up. Like I mentioned before, this style isn't one that's going to really last a long time, so that's why I'm not that bothered about how secure these pieces of hair are. Once I've done attaching all the pieces of hair, it's time to add the rollers. I add them to the ends of my hair, any loose strands that were hanging out, everything. Then I boiled the kettle and dipped these all in some hot water. Do make sure that the hair is more or less dry before you take out these rollers. This is one mistake that I made. I was too impatient and I took it out like 20 minutes after dipping it in the hot water. Just, yeah, try to make sure it's dry. Remember when I said to make sure you add the extensions all the way to the back of your hair? This is when the bobby pins come into play, because you can see that some of my actual natural hair is showing. I'm going to use the bobby pins to kind of just pin the extension in place. Then I also ended up wrapping one of the braids around the rest like a hairband. At this point I wasn't a fan of how part of that curl was straight near the root, so I just adjusted it using the crochet hook. And that is the finished look. I wish I did have some more curls coming at the back of the hair just to add a bit more pizzazz to this look. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time.